the country, like many parts of the Caribbean, is gripped by an economic crisis, perhaps. I'd be interested in hearing your strategy for sort of trying to restore some health to the government finances and to the economy.
Yes, you're quite right. Barbados is at present, like other countries in the Caribbean, experiencing some challenges that flow rather naturally from the global economic downturn. Barbados's economy is led by tourism and international business and financial services, and there has been a little fall off in the demand for our services, and of course as a result of the global economic downturn, there has also been a slowing down of foreign capital inflows. So we've had to manage the situation over the last 5 years. Around the end of April, early May, we began to see some signs that we thought were troubling and that required our intervention if we were going to avert any consequences more serious. So we intervened and we have put in place a 19-month program to restore the situation, to put the economy back on a sustainable growth path.
But there's still concern that given the deteriorating foreign exchange reserves, given the weakness of the economy and given the budget deficit, that you will have to seek external aid and become the latest Caribbean country to go to the IMF and the rest of the international lenders for some sort of package. Are you confident that you'll be able to avoid that?
Well, the reason we made the intervention at the time which we made it is because we're trying to avert that need. Now, I am not a fortune teller. I cannot say for certain that the package we put in place will achieve all of the objectives which we wanted to achieve. I am confident that the package will.
Can you say that in Barbados is a healthy economy, that this is something that can be solved in 19 months, or is it something that's going to take a longer adjustment period?
Well, if we had gone to, if we were in an IMF program, my sense is that the IMF would have put some kind of time frame on the program. They usually put in place an 18-month program. We've put in place a 19-month program. Now, at the end of 19 months, we look at what we've achieved. In fact, along the way, we look at what we're achieving, and if there's a need to take additional corrective measures, we will. But I am optimistic that we will get there as long as there are no sudden jolts that do any further damage or any further violence to our foreign exchange earning sectors.
I've noticed some people have also talked about some sort of big debt relief program for the Caribbean, something akin to so many poor African countries got the so-called HIPC program. Is that something you think the Caribbean should have or should look to get at some point?
Our external debt accounts for about 10% of our GDP, and therefore we find that quite manageable. But I know that there are other islands in the Caribbean not similarly circumstanced. So if you're looking at the thing holistically, the Caribbean holistically, yes, we can benefit from that kind of assistance. Perhaps we should start agitating for it.
There's one great power that has seemingly been taking a keen interest in the Caribbean of late, and that's China. How do you feel about the Chinese presence here?
Barbados established diplomatic relations with China in 1977, so we've had a long diplomatic relationship. It has been, for the most part, a positive relationship, and we have no problems with China. We don't feel threatened by the Chinese presence here in the Caribbean. Yes, we know that geopolitically, a pronounced presence of the Chinese in the Caribbean might raise some eyebrows and might give rise to some questions. But Barbados' foreign policy, for example, is premised on a very simple principle that was enunciated by the leader who led us into independence, the late Barrow, that we are friends of all and satellites of none.
Mr. Stuart, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks.